Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay. Today I'm going to be going over the 2 readathons that I am participating in the month of October. So the first one is Gilmoreathon, which is being hosted by Pastel Pages, I think. I'll link her channel down below. This is basically a readathon inspired by Gilmore Girls. So it runs the first 2 weeks in October, from October 1st to the 14th. There are 7 prompts as well as a group book. The group book is Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham, which is the woman who plays Lorelai. I read this book last year. I listened to it on audio actually. I do own a copy, but it's buried back behind this chair. I don't feel like digging it out. It was really good. Like I said, I listened to it on audio, which I highly recommend doing. She does talk about Gilmore Girls, and in particular the revival, so Year in the Life. I really enjoyed it. It gave me that little warm fuzzy feeling. So definitely read that book if you haven't already. Try to get it on audio. I would definitely recommend that path as far as that goes. But I will be doing the 7 challenges. So some of my books are going to double up. The first week of October is going to be a little tricky for me. I'm going to Cleveland and Indy and Fort Wayne. I'm doing a bit of traveling, going up to Michigan for a day. So I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'm off work the first week, so I'm kind of busy. So I'm going to be doubling up to try to make things a bit easier for myself. So let's dive into the challenges. So the first challenge is to read a book with a school setting in honor of Chilton and Yale. For this I will be reading Magic for Liars. Really should look up the author for this book because I can't remember it. But our main character, whose name I don't know, is I'm assuming some sort of like private investigator, detective type person. She's kind of estranged from her sister, kind of isolated, whatever. Well, then a murder happens at a university where her sister teaches, and so she goes there to find out who did it, I guess, basically. There's some sort of fantasy element to it. I don't know. I don't know super whole lot about this book, but it takes place at a university, so therefore it fulfills the challenge. Second challenge is to read a book with mother-daughter relationship in honor of Rory and Lorelai. This I'm going to be reading Ji Yang, The Black Tides of Heaven. It's a little bit of a cheat because the main character is non-binary, so it's more of a child and mother relationship. There's a set of twins. They have prophetic gifts. One can see the future as it will be. One can see the future as it could be. This series has 2 books that you can start from. So this one focuses on Akiha, who can see what the future could possibly be. And their mother is apparently horrible, and they get tired of putting up with her, I guess. She's some sort of powerful person within their society or whatever. There's a lot of politics, there's a lot of that kind of thing going on here. Akiha's not into that, so they leave, they join up with the rebellion, but still are trying to maintain a connection with their twin. I don't know a whole lot beyond that. I'm also using this book for a book with Asian rep in honor of Lane. As you can tell by the cover, I would say this is definitely Asian inspired, and then the author is also of Asian heritage. I'm not entirely sure what part of Asia in general, but anyway, so this is going for 2 challenges. The next challenge is to read a book that's a cozy fall or winter type of story in honor of Stars Hollow, who has a lot of kind of fall themed festivals and things of that nature, and then also Lorelai's love of snow. For that I'm reading The Chocolate Snowman Murders by Joanna Carl. It's a chocoholic mystery. I know nothing about it. I went to the library to get a different book, realized I needed something cozy for fall and winter. Looked in the mystery section for a cozy mystery because that seemed like the easiest thing to try to come up with, and found this. I'm also using it for the challenge for a book with food on the cover in honor of Lorelai and Rory eating all the food ever. So this has got a chocolate snowman. I do know that the main character's name is Lee. They are in the luxury chocolate business, whatever that means. There's some sort of a Christmas celebration going on in their town. A guy turns up dead. Lee and her husband I don't know, partner, somebody. They were one of the last people seen with this man before he turned up dead, so they're kind of under suspicion. But they gotta find out who really did it before somebody else ends up dead. Like I said, that's really all I know, which is fine. I've never read a cozy mystery before, so I'm interested to see whether or not I hate it, or if I, grudgingly like it. Maybe, who knows, maybe I will find that I am one of those people who loves cozy mysteries. You never know. We'll see. The next challenge is to read a book with a complicated love interest in honor of Rory, Dean, Jess, and probably Logan. I can't remember exactly, but it all seems rather complicated, doesn't it? For that, I'm going to be reading The Wolf and the Whale by Jordana Max Brodsky. This is a chunky book about an Inuit woman and a Viking man who meet out, I think, like in the tundra up in like Alaska or Canada or whatever, and they kind of have to help each other survive. I've been told there are gods, which I am 100% always down for. And anytime you have people from such vastly different cultures, and I'm sure there's some sort of language barrier, that kind of thing, that seems complicated to me, and I'm pretty sure there's a love story in this. So, complicated love interest. I don't think I'm using this for anything else. Nope, this is the only challenge this one's going for. The last challenge that I have not talked about is to read a book from a series that you have not finished in honor of the revival, so The Year in the Life. I'm reading With Fate Conspire by Marie Brennan. It's the last book in the Onyx Court series. I'm currently finishing up book number 3 right now. This has got Fae, politics, Queen Victoria is on the throne, and it's in the industrial age. I'm not going to go into anything beyond that because it's the 4th book in the series. So, duh. So that's everything that I'm reading for Gilmoreathon. On to the next readathon, which is Spookathon, and this is being hosted by Books and Lala. Originally this was a readathon meant to encourage people to read thrillers. I don't read a lot of thrillers myself, but I did read one last month that I really enjoyed. So I was wanting to maybe start reading them a bit more often anyway, and then she posted the announcement video, and I was like, that's kind of perfect. This readathon is only 1 week long, so it's from October 14th to the 20th, so it's fairly short. I'm only going to be reading 2 books for it. She's got 5 challenges or prompts or whatever. I have made both of these books fulfill all of the prompts. So I will run down through the prompts, and then I'll talk about the books that I am reading since there are only 2. The 5 prompts are to read a thriller, read a book with red on the cover, read a book with a spooky word in the title, read a book with a spooky setting, and then to read a book that you wouldn't normally read. Lala is very much chill about these challenges, so if you think it fits, it fits. She's not policing you. She's not going to tell you you're wrong. I'm all about that. Mine are pretty straightforward and fit the challenges pretty easily, though. So the first one I've got is Final Girls by Riley Sager. You have Quincy. 10 years ago, her and a group of friends went somewhere, camping maybe. She's the only one that made it back. She's now kind of part of this club, support group type of thing. She can't remember what happened, so they go and they talk. Everyone in this group, they're called the Final Girls because they're the only ones that made it back from whatever murdery thing happened. Then one of the club members is found dead in their bathtub. She has her wrists slit. And another member named Sam, I think, turns up on Quincy's doorstep. Yep, Sam. And she's there. She's making Quincy's life difficult. She's trying to make her remember what happened, 10 years ago. And then there's this whole thing about, like, is Sam lying? Is she telling the truth? How is she involved in all of this? Like, blah, blah, blah. I don't know a whole lot. It's a thriller. I don't want to know a whole lot. I'm using this to fulfill the challenges of red on the cover, wouldn't normally read, and then obviously it can fulfill thriller as well. I guess both books can do thriller and wouldn't normally read because I don't normally read thrillers. Then I'm also going to be reading The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. Our main character in here is named Harriet. She's kind of down on her luck, she's broke, and then she receives a notice in the mail that she has been bequeathed a large inheritance from her grandmother, except that her grandparents have been dead for like a long time, and so she knows there's been some sort of mistake, but she decides that life sucks right now. She's having a really hard time financially, so she's going to try to con her way into getting this inheritance. Apparently she does like tarot readings, so she's good at reading people and saying what they want to hear, basically. So, oh my god, this fucking fly. Anyway, she goes to this country estate where the will is being taken care of, so all the family members are there and things. And apparently, things are weird. And she's like, yeah, something's definitely off here. This would fulfill the challenges of thriller, spooky word, death, spooky setting, old dead lady's estate in the English countryside, and a book you wouldn't normally read because thriller. So hopefully I can get through both of these in a week. It shouldn't be a problem, but you never know. Anything can happen. After the horrible reading month I had in September, nothing is guaranteed. So those are the books that I'm reading for my readathons this month. I haven't decided whether or not I will be vlogging them because that was a lot of work. I did it with Space Opera September last month, and that's a lot of editing and a lot of like, oh yeah, don't forget to film all the time. So I may or may not, I don't know. That's still up in the air. But I am definitely looking forward to October and to getting into all of these books. And yeah, so that's all I have for today. Thanks for sticking around. Like and subscribe down below if you want. Leave a comment if you are participating in these readathons and let me know what you're going to be reading. And I will see you guys later. Bye!